Trump's second term. Heated races in Virginia, New Jersey, and New York City will test the popularity of Republicans and the ideology of democratic socialism. NTD's Melina Weisskopf tells us more.
In New York, Democrats have chosen Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani to face former Governor Andrew Cuomo, who's running as an independent.
I will not be the mayor that we have today who went on national television and opened the door to civil immigration enforcement. I will be the mayor that stands up for our sanctuary city policies, that stands up.
New Yorkers are concerned. You have this Democratic Socialist. What does it mean to have New York being run by a person who favors socialist economic policies? Public safety is a very big issue. I want to add police. He has been very anti-NYPD.
The race will test the popularity of socialist ideology among Democratic voters. Democrats were hesitant to endorse Mamdani, and House Democrat leader Hakeem Jeffries refused to acknowledge Mamdani as the future of the party.
Do you see Mamdani as the future of the Democratic Party?
No, I think the future of the Democratic Party is going to fall, as far as we're concerned, relative to the House Democratic Caucus and members who are doing a great work all across the country. As it relates to our...
The two New York Democrats are challenged by Republican Curtis Sliwa, leader of the Guardian Angels, who built his campaign on law and order.
You cannot allow people not to pay the fare. Zohran Mamdani is fantasy, which when reality hits, he's not going to be able to do it. And by the way, it's the state that has to do that, not the mayor in the city of New York.
Across the river in New Jersey, voters will elect a new governor to replace the Democratic incumbent, whose term is limited. A close race shaping up between Democrat Mikey Sherrill and Republican Jack Citarelli.
My opponent's not from New Jersey. She hasn't been here all that long. And what little time she's been here, she's been 6 years in Congress, and somehow, some way, tripled her net worth. How about we elect the Jersey guy?
I have a different kind of background, military service. I'm a mom of 4 kids. I'm focused on driving down costs. I have a plan to take this as the emergency it is, the crisis that it is.
And a term-limited Republican governor is set to be replaced in Virginia. The state's current Republican Lieutenant Governor, Winsome Earl Sears, is facing former Congressman Abigail Spanberger.
But the takeaway for me is that politics is in everything. For her, in her name, for the rest of us, in everything. In the schools our kids attend, in the educational opportunities that exist, in the health care that we do or don't have, in the prescriptions we can or can't afford.
That she's going to tax you more. Believe her. That's what her party does. Always the Democrats will tax you more. We don't have to look any...
Polling shows the Democrat leading by a wide margin several days before the general election. Virginia has a history of electing the party opposite to the sitting president. Reporting from Washington, D.C., Melina Weisskopf, NTD News.
Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani has been consistently polling in first in New York's mayoral race. His socialist policies have sparked discussions from both major political parties about the direction of New York City and the Democratic Party. Joining us now to discuss is Virginia Prodan, a human rights attorney and author of Saving My Assassin. So Virginia, thank you for joining us today. Why do you think Mamdani is performing well in the polls, despite the well-documented history of how harmful socialist and communist policies can be?
Thank you for having me. I believe one of the reasons is because people in New York, they are still thinking and believing the lies and not the reality of the situation. I remember in socialist and communist Romania, people were conquered by the boots of the Russians. In America, in New York, people are conquered by the lies. They don't want to do the search, and they don't want to be part of the discussion, to tell the people around them that socialism is a system, what I call a land of lies and a prison land, promises heaven and delivers hell. will destroy and suffocate many companies, corporations, will eliminate the free market economy, and will create a government that will dictate everything: what you eat, where you go, where you live, what your kids and where will go to school, and so forth. Will take, if they will be in power, will take your guns from you because they want to control you. They will consider that being a Christian, you are a threat to them, because for them there is no God, therefore no Bible. The Communist Manifesto is their Bible. So I believe it's the fear and the desire to dream that it's going to be something so wonderful that is not true. It's going to be a land of lies and a prison land that you will be a prisoner of the government. And the elite, Mandani and others, will live a better life than the richest person that we have in America today in a free country.
So Virginia, can we talk about specifics here? What are some of the policies suggested by Mamdani that you're especially concerned about?
I am concerned about free stuff. Yeah, free bus, free lunch, free things for everybody, free insurance. The same ideology was imposed in or presented in socialist communist Romania, and we didn't have free buses. We had buses that were so horrible. We didn't have a free food. We had low quality food that the government will bring it wherever they will decide to bring, and people will stay in line for hours, sometimes from 6 p.m. to next day 12 p.m. in order to find something to eat. The price will be established by the government. There will be a drastic shortage of not only food, but fuel, medicine. The doctors will be told who to treat. If you are a specific age, you will be sent home to die and not to have any medication. That is a very, very dangerous. The socialists and what he present, Mandami present, it's not like you are trying a pair of shoes and in a week you decided that they don't fit you, you change it. No. When socialist comes, it will take a long period of time to establish again freedom in a city, in a town, or even in America.
So Virginia, can you send a message or give some advice to those people who say that these socialist policies, some of them at least, seem to promise good outcomes or sound like they could produce a fairer or more equal society?
Okay, the first thing that I will say is read my memoir, Saving My Assassin. You will find it at my website, virginiaprodanbooks.com, but you will tell you how horrible that government is going to be. Also, be very careful. Think about, would you work hard in order that your salary or your house will be given to someone else? One thing, be very, very careful. In Romania, after the government, socialist government established, the leaders like Mandani and others were able to pick and choose the kind of house they will have and take you out of the house. And then all the leaders of the socialists and communists will be living in your house. They will take your house away from you. They will take your company away from you. And if they will think that you maybe didn't have the right attitude when they took you out of your house, of your company, they will put you in jail. Many times they might make you disappear, and your entire family will disappear or be put in jail because you have to speak their language, and their language is you. Have a good life. Now it's our time to have a good life, and you go and live whatever you want. We are gonna give these houses and these companies to others. That's a stealing. That's a process that is a very, very dangerous. What Mamdani is. So go and vote for freedom. Go and vote for candidates that will protect your freedom in America. They will protect your life and your company. This is a serious matter. I came to United States of America more than 30 years. In my wildest dream, I never thought that I will live to give this message to American people.
Okay, Virginia, before we go here, I would like to ask you one more question. So typically, socialism leads to communism, right? Can you talk to us a little bit about between the clash of religion and communism, if we take other countries, for example, like China or Romania?
Yes, socialism starts with lying. I'm gonna give you free stuff, and you vote for me. And they will start to confiscate and everything, and you kind of feel good. Oh, I am and everything. But then comes communists, where they have the power and they confiscate everything, and they don't give you anything. They use you as a useful, stupid person, crazy person, because they don't believe in socialism and communism. Does not believe in God. In fact, our leader declared himself a God and required all of us to worship him. That's communist. The Mamdani will do the same thing. He does not believe in God. He does not believe that there is a Bible and that is something with eternal values. They proclaim Communist Manifesto. According to their point of view, there are not eternal values, but the socialist philosophy is deemed, or what they think. Yes, we are the leaders, and you have to listen to us, and you have to be a puppet in our hands. I cannot tell you how dangerous. Many times I said, if you read my memoirs, Saving My Assassin, please read chapter 3 times, because it's a story of my uncle who, like Americans here, didn't pay any attention, anything, didn't want to talk. And when the communists came, they confiscated his business, they took his house, and he started to speak. And they put him in the psychiatric hospitals. And for the rest of his life, he stayed there. And he died so painfully, thinking, I should have maybe had the opportunity to speak, and I need to speak. So my message is, you have the opportunity to speak right now. As American people, we brought Christ, freedom, and prosperity to people all over the world. It is our time. It is our job right now, not only for people in New York or other states, but all the Americans to bring Christ, freedom, and prosperity back to America. Because only with God we can have freedom, we can have prosperity, we can have companies, we can have opportunities to invent things, to create things, and to be the people that America was intended to be, and to respect the Constitution, and to respect the freedom that others died for.
Okay, well, Virginia, now Mamdani is Muslim, right? And yes. I do encourage our viewers who is listening to this to, check out your memoir. It sounds like it could be a very important piece of information for our viewers. And You're sending a very strong message today, Virginia. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Voters remain divided ahead of Virginia's closely watched gubernatorial race. According to a recent Emerson College poll, Democratic candidate Abigail Spanberger leads Republican Winsome Earl Sears by 11 percentage points. Here's a look at what local voters have to say.
Virginia residents are gearing up for Election Day on November 4th. Virginia and New Jersey are the only U.S. states to hold gubernatorial elections in the years after presidential contests. And the outcomes are often viewed as an early referendum on the president's first year in office. Virginia will also vote for all 100 members of the state's House of Delegates. In the town of Culpeper, some 70 miles southwest of Washington, D.C., residents remain divided on the candidates and government policies.
There's been so many different opinions going on, and not everybody's using their voice.
Sherry Toomey thought the administration's policies were going in the right direction, but business owner Felicia Chavez expressed concern with job cuts.
Culpeper especially is one of the communities that we have a lot of people that work up north, up in D.C. area, and they've lost their jobs. How are they going to pay housing, food? There's nothing left for them here.
Larry Sabato, politics professor at the University of Virginia, pointed to an election trend.
The tradition is that when you have a Republican president, the next year Virginia elects a Democratic governor. It also works when you have a Democratic president.
But one thing is for certain.
We finally have a case where we absolutely positively will have a woman governor. I'm not sure it would ever have occurred except having two women running, and that's significant. But one is a moderate liberal former congressman, Spanberger, and the other is a very conservative evangelical Christian and an ex-Marine. This is a great contrast, a total contrast. Whether people fully understand it or not is another question.
Make sure you tune in tomorrow, November 4th at 7 p.m. to get the latest election results with live analysis from our data reporters and on-the-ground teams. NTD's Steve Lance and Tiffany Meyer will bring you our live special coverage of all the biggest races from New York's mayoral election to the gubernatorial races in New Jersey and Virginia. That's tomorrow, November 4th, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, only here on NTD. Don't miss it. A nearly $40 million deal to power artificial intelligence. OpenAI